Hi, everybody. Sarah and Lori here from the Humane Society of the Treasure Coast. We've been getting a lot of questions again, so we wanted to give you guys all an update on the two hoarding cases that recently came to our shelter. So we're actually going to start with the old hoarding case with Gail, the mail lady, and Lori's going to update you on what's going on with that.
Sure. So I can happily report that all of the dogs have been adopted, and we still have several cats that are available for adoption at all of our locations, here at the shelter, at our thrift stores, and I believe a couple at our Kitty Cup location as well. We still do have quite a need for our working cats to be adopted and moved off site. So right now we're at about 20 cats that we still have available for adoption.
Yeah, and if you have any land or farmland, barns, these cats would love to live on that. So just let us
Absolutely.
know. We're going to move on to the border collies. I'm happy to report all the border collies are alive and well. I know that a lot of people were concerned about the initial intake of some of the border collies laying on their sides. They are traumatized, but they're doing very well. They're baby steps. We got 36 of them, and as of yesterday, we were able to get through grooming 12 of them. The grooming is taking about an hour and a half or more.
Yeah.
And do you want to explain a little bit why that is?
Um, because of the severity of the mats, it is a slow going process. I do want to just let everybody know that is watching these videos when you see the dogs laying down. So we have pain meds on board for all of them, and we have a light sedation on board for all of them. This is something that we are taking very seriously. These dogs have been through a lot. They've been in a lot of pain for a long time, and we are not interested in causing any more pain to them. So we are taking our time. We are moving very slowly, and we are doing this methodically. We are using a combination of tools to do this safely. We are using a combination of scissors and clippers. And the reason for that is we have a lot of these animals have metal shards in their coats. And that's why we are using a variety of types of scissors for that. We are using scissors for the longer mats that are hanging off of them. These are very, very heavy mats, very, very heavy. So we are trying to reduce bulk with the scissors, and anything that is closely matted to the skin, we are shaving very, very slowly and very carefully because the skin underneath the mats is in very poor condition. And we are trying to cause the least amount of trauma to these dogs as possible. We have removed pounds and pounds of mats off of these dogs. Yesterday, we had 9 pounds of mats removed from one single dog. We've had 7 pounds of mats removed from a 25-pound dog. And when you do the math, that's a significant amount of body mass compared to weight mass. Also, keep in mind that these animals, even though they're lightly sedated, they're awake and they're aware of what's going on. And it is very important to us that we are building that trust and that bond with these dogs. And the clippers around the face and the neck area is very scary to a lot of them. And so we are not rushing that process, but we are also taking it very seriously to try and build this bond with these animals and have them not be afraid of us and not look at us as causing them pain. So we are doing everything that we can as quickly and as safely as we can. We are not calling groomers in right now. We have had over 100 groomers reach out locally
Which is
and out of state.
unbelievable.
It has been incredibly generous and kind, the offers that have come in, and we are incredibly grateful. And I
Yes.
wish I could call every single one of you in here. The reality of this is that this is an ongoing investigation, and these animals are not currently our property. They are part of a case. And so we are not at the we don't have the luxury right now of calling in groomers for these cases.
We
So
can't have people coming in from the public. They're not allowed to be handling these dogs, and that's pretty much the reason why we can't do that right now.
and it's a liability. I mean,
Yes.
if an animal is accidentally injured during a groom by a groomer, which happens, it's not because somebody is being negligent or not being careful. It's just not something that we want to add on to our plate. So we are being very methodical in how we're handling this. And we may still call the groomers in once all of these are released to us to have them come in and get a good clean bath before they go up for adoption, a spa day, if you will.
Yes.
That might be something that we'll look into. But for right now, our goal is to get these mats off of them. And I do want to just clarify, there's been some misconceptions that this is mud that is caked on them, and why aren't we just bathing the mud mats off of them before we groom them? This is not mud. This is fecal matter. This is fecal matter that has been on some of these dogs for 4 or 5 years, and it is hard as a rock. Some of them are very actually moist and clay-like. So we have a lot of things going on with these dogs. If I could have just put them in a bathtub and bathed this off and eased this burden on day one, trust me, we would have. It's not an option. They have to be shaved down slowly and very, very carefully. Like I said, their skin is in very rough shape underneath these coats.
Yeah, and the other day, our vet techs pulled out a 4-inch rusted, pointy piece of metal, and we're constantly finding little pieces of metal and shards of glass and things like that. So that's why we have to go really, really slow, not to injure ourselves, not to injure the dogs, and not to break our really good clippers too. Just shaving over that. So it's a whole process, and we're taking it very, very slow. So talk a little bit about the dog's mental health. And I had the pleasure of, I just happened to be walking by when our volunteers and trainer were walking outside for the first time with some of the dogs. And they were so happy. I mean, some of the dogs are very, very shut down, very scared, but you just see a little tail wag. That's all you see. And that's a glimpse of hope right there. So I think mentally they have a long way to go, but it's definitely better than where they started, and they're doing good, much better every day. And as we're grooming them, we're taking them out and we're giving them some sunlight and some play time and toys and things like that.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about our current donation needs.
Yes. So this, on top of our previous hoarding case, on top of our everyday daily needs, is extremely, extremely expensive. And the community, both locally, statewide, nationwide, has been unbelievably supportive. And we are so, so very grateful for that. The truth of the matter is it's extremely expensive. This is quite the burden that we are taking on. We are committed to taking this on, but we couldn't do it without the support of our community and the donations that are coming in. And so we are asking that we continue, anybody that can help, even a few dollars, for our emergency medical fund. It is coming in quickly, and it is going out just as quickly. And we are committed to doing that.
And as of today, I know that we have more than enough dog food, cat food, everything like that. Like we
physical
actually
supplies. We actually are trying. Every nook and cranny here is stuffed with supplies.
Thank you, guys.
To see. It's amazing. But if we can shift our focus to the emergency medical fund, because when those supplies are coming in, it's taking staff time and volunteers. Our volunteers have been amazing at coming in and sorting and organizing, but it's taking that time to sort these supplies and the laundry and everything else that's coming in that we could potentially utilize to put towards hands-on with the animals.
Yes.
And right now, that is where we need to have our staff focusing their time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to donate to the emergency medical fund, you can go to the link right above us and go ahead and donate there. We'd be extremely grateful.
Yes,
we don't know how long these dogs are going to be in our care. They have an active investigation. They're not our property yet. So it could be weeks, it could be months. We have no idea. So we're going to be going through that fund regularly. All right. Another question that we've been getting a lot is people from the public have been dropping off donations. They've been seeing animal services and people coming in with carriers, and they want to know if we're getting more animals in. And the answer is yes. We are still an open admission shelter, so any day we are getting in any number of animals, whether it's strays or owner surrenders. So it could be a large amount, it could be a small amount. It's daily operations is still happening. So on top of this hoarding case, we have all of our internal animals available for adoption. We have a lot of animals in foster, and we're getting a lot of intakes just as our regular operations are going on.
Correct.
Yeah. If anyone in the community has any questions about any hoarding or any active investigations, anything like that, we're here to care for the animals once they're in our care, but any of those questions will need to be directed to the Sheriff's Department.
Correct.
All right, and then phone calls.
Phone calls, yes. So we know that the community is eagerly waiting updates on these animals, and so Sarah and I and our team will always make sure that you hear the newest and the most important pressing information directly from us. Please know that our website is updated every day, about every 10 minutes. So you can get updates on animals that are currently available for adoption just by going to our website. In regards to the phone calls that are coming in for the Border Collies, and we acknowledge that people have the kindest of hearts, and they are just looking for information, and they want to be, make it known that they are here and willing to foster and adopt. And so while we love that for these dogs and and for us as well. It is tying up our phone lines quite significantly, and so what I'm concerned about is that we may potentially make it a little bit more difficult for those that are trying to call in that are in need of some help and assistance. So I'm going to ask that if you are wanting to have information in regards to the Border Collies and if they're available, that you check our website, you check our social media posts, you save those calls for a later date so that the people that are trying to get into us that are in an urgent situation, that have an injured animal or something that is in a great need, is able to get through to the phone lines, because they desperately are trying, and they're kind of getting stuck in the queue. So.
And those that are calling us about any services or help they need that's not regarding these Border Collies, we are getting returning calls as quickly as possible. It's been taking hours, maybe a day or two for us to get back. We've been getting a tremendous amount of voicemails, emails, and calls. So just bear with us, be patient with us. We want to call you back, and we're doing it as quickly as we can.
Yes.
Now, we don't have a timeline for when these animals are going to be available for foster adoption, but Lori, what kind of adopters and fosters are we looking for these dogs once they're available?
Right. So this is not our ordinary situation. This isn't just, a large amount of happy, fun, healthy puppies that are looking for homes that we can just put up for adoption and wish them and their new families the best life ever. These are animals that have been through a lot of trauma. They have essentially been institutionalized inside of a home for many, many years. They are withdrawn and broken down, and they are going to need, aside from the fact that they're Border Collies, so they're a working breed. We are committed to making sure that when these dogs are made available for adoption, that they are going into the right homes and they are going into the right hands. I understand that everybody's heart is breaking for these dogs, and they want to help, and the intention is so good. But it is our job here at the Humane Society to make sure that we don't set them up for failure, and we don't set you guys up for failure. So we are going to be very, very strategic on how we place these dogs for adoption, and who we place them for adoption with, and who we give them to with rescues for the ones that are going to need a lengthy rehab situation that is not just your average family lifestyle. And so it's not that we are going to pick and choose, but we are going to be a little bit more specific on where these dogs go, because I want them to live out the rest of their lives, hopefully with the same family forever. And that is a commitment that we are absolutely going to take very, very seriously. And I just want to stress that to everybody. So we have had thousands of people wanting 36 dogs, thousands, from Florida to all over the United States. Yep. We're getting emails of pictures and vet references and why they should be selected. I mean, people are very, very serious about wanting to help these dogs, and so it is our job to make sure that these dogs go into the right hands that can fulfill this breed's needs lifelong. So these dogs are not housebroken. These dogs are going to have some behavior needs as well, some long-term care, and these are commitments that we are going to find for them.
And that being said, we have a name your price adoption special. So we have a ton of animals in our shelter right now. We're over capacity. We have dogs, cats, rabbits, guinea pigs, you name it. And it's literally, you name it, you name your price adoption. So even if you can't adopt one of these Border Collies or, one of the other animals that came in part of the hoarding cases, we have so many more animals that have been waiting months and months and months for homes, and they would love to meet you. So you can find that all on our website.
Yes.
And I think that's all for the questions, correct?
Yes. We do have several dogs that are in a promote a pet foster situation, so you can actually see them online as well. So even if they're not physically here on campus, we've had some amazing fosters step up and take them out of here to free up kennel space, but they are still available for adoption. So don't be discouraged if they're not physically here and we have to just kind of make some arrangements to meet up a time for you to get to meet that dog. We're happy to do that. Don't let that dissuade you from adopting. We have great dogs in our promote a pet fosters right now.
Yeah, and if you want to be a promote a pet foster or just a regular medical foster, reach out to us, submit an application. We are looking for fosters for lack of space and for many other things. So, absolutely. And I wanted to just give a shout out to all the rescue groups and all the supporters that have helped us with our capacity needs, our donation needs, just everyone in the community. I am blown away about the support that we've been getting. So I just appreciate you guys. Everyone here appreciates you guys. And we're going to just take it, one day at a time, and we'll keep you guys updated as soon as we know more information, okay?
Absolutely. And yeah, I just want to also include on these days, especially, there has been a lot of tears shed among the team. This is a very, as you can imagine, heartbreaking time for all of us, and we are physically and mentally, emotionally, we are broken for these dogs, and these cases in general. And so the public that has reached out and offered food, donuts, lunch, coffee, haircuts, they just everything to take care and show love to our staff has been the only thing that has really brought smiles, other than the tail wags and the little licks that we're getting from these dogs. So thank you for brightening the day for my team. I am eternally grateful for your kindness and recognizing that it's a group effort to get these dogs where they need to be. And so thank you for seeing that, and thank you for finding value in that in any way that you can. The cold drinks, all of the caffeine and the things just to keep
Caffeine.
us going. Caffeine has been a good one. There aren't enough thank yous.
Yes.
There really aren't. I wish you could see the small smiles and the happy laughs that come when someone gets to have a Taco Bell, lunch unexpectedly.
It's very, very much needed and appreciated.
It's forcing our team to stop, take off their hazmat suits, get a drink, eat something, take 15 minutes to breathe, pause, take a minute for themselves, because my team will go from the time they get here until the time we leave at the end of the day. And so thank you for seeing the value in the team that's trying to care for these babies and making sure that they're taking care of themselves. So thank you for bringing smiles to my team's faces.
All right, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for watching.
Yes, thank you.